formation. Brice goes to single coverage down the sideline. What a toss! What a catch! What a score!
Chase Brice, quarterback, Appalachian State.
Brice again. He thought about running, backed off, and keeps his eyes downfield. What a great job by Chase Brice. Has a man going deep. Big play. Kate Robinson. Here comes App State.
Chase Brice, the quarterback from Appalachian State. Chase, really excited to be talking to you, man.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah,
on the show, man. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go.
Let's go, man. Let's talk a little bit about the game of football and what made you fall in love with it.
Always been a big football fan. Didn't play flag or anything. Skipped right into tackle. 7 years old, and I was second grade. And I was quarterback. Dad just put me at quarterback. I had a pretty good arm, or I could, I had the mind and ability to get people lined up and just, start from there.
So who was your biggest influence for getting into football?
I grew up, my dad's dad played at UGA. He was a tight end during the Vince Dooley days. So I just was always enamored with Georgia football. Was born in Savannah, and dad loved football. He ended up playing baseball in college and a little bit in the pros, but I just really wanted to. I was tired of baseball was fun, basketball was fun, but football was just exciting.
So what got you to Appalachian State? Just kind of tell us a little bit about your story. You can even start all the way back in high school. I've
got quite the story. Definitely hoping to write a book about that later on,
or a podcast.
Yeah, podcast. You never know.
Who knows?
Started off out of high school, went to Clemson, 17, 18, 19, graduated in May of 2020, and decided to grad transfer to Duke. Thought it was the right move for me. Felt at home, had a great relationship with Coach Cut and all those guys, great staff, great players, really good friends to this day. Bobo's here, Shaka's here. And so still have those relationships, but I think the COVID year and what it took out of everybody, it was mentally draining. A lot of uncertainty. And I just felt like I could do more. And I needed a change. I just needed a change in place, change in scenery. Took a chance. I'm not going to say I bet on myself, but I was just seeing whoever reached out to me was willing to take a risk on me. And they did. App State did. Coach Clark, Justin Watts. And then, luckily we got Frank Ponce. He was my OC. He's an OG app guy, big Miami guy. Love him. And they kind of, they took a chance on me, and I think it worked out.
What do you love about the quarterback position?
It's all I know. People ask me, what if you weren't playing quarterback? What would you play? And I'm like, I'd probably be a third baseman. I just wouldn't play football. Not going to play tight end, couldn't play linebacker or safety. But I love the competitive nature it brings out. I love being a leader on the field, just encouraging guys. Little up tempo, patting guys on the butt, head, handshakes. I just love what quarterback not brings you, but what you can do with it, with that position and the pressure, the type of pressure that you have to, withstand, about that position.
Do you have somebody throughout the process, maybe during the COVID years, at any point where you had to lean on somebody a little bit to be kind of a guide as part of your career, as part of your quarterback process?
Yeah, I talk to Kelly Bryant pretty frequently. We talk every day, whether that's, Snapchat, a text. He came to see me when we played at Coastal this past season, but, one of my best friends. And I also talked to one of my good friends. Her name is Drew Knotts. Just both in positions where we were kind of struggling. Just mentally, wasn't even about football. It's just life. And I think having somebody like that is always great, that you can lean on for each other. And so those two people especially, I trusted in and leaned on during the tough times and also during the good times, because you want to share those good moments, and you know, celebrate those great things.
Chase, quarterback positions, it's difficult. There's a lot demanded of you. You know, head can be spinning for a young guy at times. I'm sure you probably had those moments. But what was the moment, and when did the game of football click for you at the collegiate level? When did it kind of slow down for you a little bit?
It kind of went slow and then fast and then slow again. So pretty much getting thrown in the fire my redshirt freshman year when Trevor got knocked out versus Syracuse. I had to come in that second half, and that was 2018, ended up pulling out a win later on, won the national championship that year. But it was so fast. I got to go against the best defense in the country every day. But even that is just a different speed when you're playing somebody else that you're not familiar with. And so during that year, things started slowing down. I started seeing things. I started recognizing coverages and defenses and, you know, personnel and what they're going to bring here. And me and Trevor really leaned on each other. I leaned on him a lot. And I know he leaned on me just to be there, just set at the ears. I'd always grab him when he come off the sidelines first, like, hey, what'd you see? And then kind of calm him down before, you know, because that dude's competitive and he wants to win. All he's done is win in his career. So then I'd let him go talk to coach, but I want to hear what he has to say, because I want to see if I'm seeing the same things. So that 2019 year really slowed down. I felt really confident in that system. I could go play with whoever. And that's why I decided to leave. And then when I got to Duke, it was just that time off during COVID and then finally getting back in July, and then ramping up August and camp, and then the games. We started off with Notre Dame, and then we went straight ACC schedule. Things were just moving. I was like learning on the fly, and it was fast. It didn't really slow down that year until probably like we played Syracuse about week 5 or 6. And then it really slowed down these last 2 years of that at App. The maturity and just the growth I made as a quarterback really showed, and trusting in my teammates and my coaching staffs to put me in the best position to win, and then just go and execute. It really slowed down for me.
Do you have, let's say you come off the field, you have a really good game. What do you want the opposing coaches to be saying about you?
For me, like my guys know I'm going to give 100% no matter what. I'm going to go out there and play hard for 4 quarters. And, you know, in the past, like I've taken some shots, some hits in the past, and I've gotten up every time for the most part. There's maybe 1 or 2 that really got me good, and I had to lay there for a second, catch my breath, whatever it may be. But I'm a tough football player, and I pride myself on being a football player first and then a quarterback. I don't want any special treatment. It's never been easy for me. Not that I've been doubted or anything, but I just wanted to showcase every week that I'm a gamer. It might not be pretty, and I understand that. My staff understood that. Like, Chase might make a mistake here, but how is he going to respond to adversity? And I think I showed really good growth in responding to adversity from 2020 to now 2022 season into 2023 out here on the field. As I, you know, got to play in the Hula Bowl, and now going to get to play here in the Shrine Bowl.
All right, so Chase, film studies obviously a very important part of the quarterback position. It becomes more and more important as you're getting older, as you're getting to see more, as the responsibility and the burden gets bigger and bigger at the quarterback position. And yes, I know you're gonna spend a lot of time watching tape, you know, with your coaching staff, but I want to know about the tape that you're watching on your own. When you're watching tape on your own, what are the things that you're paying the most attention to? What are the things you're focusing on and emphasizing in your personal prep?
Yeah, in my preparation, kind of break it down. I want to watch the game fully, in full, no skips, no nothing, and just take mental notes. And then if I see something really like that I need to write down in that moment, I'm going to write it down. Usually I write down as I watch. Then I go back and I'm going to see what they want to do on like what is first down, what is P10 for them. And I really look at that shell, that outer shell, and then get into third down, and that's usually exotic stuff. That's pressures. That's a lot of bluff. You know, rotating at the snap. Safeties are trying to hide. So I'm really IDing those safeties, not as much corners. I'm looking at, player personnel and how they want to play certain guys. If they swap field, if they match your X or match whoever the best receiver is. And then I'll get into D-line and linebackers because they're going to show you blitzes and stunts, things like that.
It's like a true quarterback. He's starting with the coverage. I love it. Oh, I love it so much.
All
All right, so let's talk about a moment where you presented a suggestion to your coaching staff based on your personal skill or personal study, and how it helped you guys win a game. If there was something that you were seeing that you wanted based on what you were seeing in your
I got
study.
one. We were playing Georgia Southern 2021, and their defensive coordinator was at App.
Yeah.
So knew our offense very well. Knew how to stop it schematically, best he could. And it was me and Thomas Hennigan came over on the side, and he, I really trust in what he's got to say. And we were both seeing it, but told Coach Ponce, like, he got on the mic and he was like, Ponce, like, we got to run a double move, like out and up. And like, I'm going to beat him or he's going to bite really hard. We've been hitting this same route over and over and over. And so I think it was the first play, like after a punt, late in the third or early fourth, we were only up by like 14. It was a really tight game, and we call it a little play action out of the pistol. Thomas is to the field, runs a little out and up. I throw it as far as I can, get drilled, and then I just see him coming down. The crowd goes wild, and we go up like 21.
Nice.
But that's a moment where, like, the player-led program that App prides herself on just takes over.
I got one more for you real quick.
Okay.
Football wise, I want to know your favorite play. I want to know the coverage you want for that play, and I want to know what the result of that play is if you get it.
I got too many favorite plays, but this is me and my buddy's favorite play back at Clemson. I don't know if they still run it, but I'm going to say it anyways. It's just a 2x2 formation. I'm in the gun to the boundary. We're going to have our like a T Higgins, like our X, and then our tight end. Okay. In the slot to the field. We got our Z in our other slot. The boundary, they're going to have a post and a dig. So X has post, Y has dig. Pretty simple. It's half field, honestly, read, but it's very effective when done right. And then to the field, you got either a smash concept, but in our case, we like the inside stem, called it a sky route, inside stem fade,
slot fade
to a hitch, or hitch. And then if they're pressed, he can like slant it up on a dart, like a dart route. So I want quarters because I want that post.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So I want quarters. If for some reason that free hangs deep, then I got a good look for that dig right across the middle. And then my check down is going to be check wide to the right. And then if I get one high cover 3 look, I'm going to bang that hitch to the field. If I get a man look, I'm going to look for that inside sky route. And so that's one of our favorite plays. It's either, you just call it like derby or something like that. So that was 5 years ago. But it's a great play.
Cool. Any more?
No.
Chase Brice, quarterback at Appalachian State.